of just the Minister of Sport. It's barely been there for just maybe 1 year. I'm not sure, is it more than, I'm not sure it's up to a year or thereabout. So how is the minister responsible for the poor performance of Team Nigeria at the Olympics? Well, gentlemen and ladies, let me quickly introduce my guest. I have right here joining me via Zoom a senior colleague, Chinoso Ugu. We call him Mr. Romanus. Well, Romanus, good afternoon and welcome to the Frenzy. Okay.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
Get ready for
It promises, the national finals promises to be super exciting. Well, quickly, let's get back to the frenzy and let's get talking on what is on the front burner currently in the country. Nigerian athletes have gone, they've seen, and nothing to, bring back home. And like I told you earlier, I have, some guests waiting to unravel what really happened out there in Paris. How come a country of over 200 million populace could not get any color of medal, and already people are saying sack the minister. Is he really responsible for the athletes not doing well? Once again, let me see. When Romanus spoke earlier, I could not. Okay, Romanus, your speaker is off. Okay, maybe you just released the speaker now. Okay, unmute it. Okay, yes. So, good afternoon, Romanus. Let me see if you're live now. Oh, okay. Romanus, just hold on. I can't hear you. So, I will have my engineer please come and, work on that. Maybe there's something I need to put on that is not... Okay, I still can hear you. Just hold on. Okay, you're still mute. Okay, you're still mute, Romanus. Just unmute yourself. Okay. Just unmute yourself now so that we can hear you. Tolu, please unmute yourself. Abuja, we also have Tolu Lope Oguntimei, right here joining us. Tolu, please unmute yourself so that we can hear you too. Yes, you've done that. Romanus, good afternoon. Let's see if we can hear you now. Okay. No. Okay, the engineers are in. But by the way, I know you can hear me, okay? Tolu, good afternoon. Can you hear me, Tolu? Okay. Okay. Tolu, can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's great, Tolu. We can hear you now. Romanus, please unmute yourself and let's see if we can hear you now, please. You are still muted. Okay, we wait for Romanus to unmute himself so that we can hear him. We know, okay, yes, he's unmuted. That. Good afternoon, my senior colleague. Welcome to the Frenzy, Romanus.
Yes, Bumi, thanks for inviting me here. I'm happy to have a discussion.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, Abuja, we have both of our guests, ready to talk to us. Tolulope Oguntimeyin is the head of the sports department out there at Independent Television here in Abuja. While Chukunonso Ugu Romanus, I hope I got that name, correctly, is a senior correspondent here in Abuja. I know it's not just about sports. I know you also cover other bits. Hope I'm correct.
Yeah, an assistant news editor.
An assistant news editor with a whole lot of years of experience. Welcome once again. Let's just hit the ground running. Nigeria has gone to the Olympics once again. Like it happened in 2012. We failed to bring back a medal. And, everywhere is awash with sack the minister. What exactly is happening? How can athletes fail and Nigerians are asking the minister to pay the price? Let me start with you, Romanus.
Okay. Well, the call for the sack of minister will not come to me as a surprise.
Okay.
I am happy. We've gone. And like they say, blessed are those that did not expect anything, but they will not be disappointed. I was not disappointed that there was no medal. I know it will come.
Oh.
Where I have problem is when administrators, when managers will not learn, at least not to make certain promises that they cannot fulfill. If you ask me, Bumi,
okay,
for the budget for the press conference, add maybe print one or two.
Hello, I'm still with you. There are comments coming in from the background.
So no, it's not from this side.
Okay, go ahead.
Where am I driving at?
Okay.
Where am I driving at?
Please go ahead.
It is good that we did not win any medal.
Oh, really?
Why? It's a reflection of what the society called Nigeria is now. For instance, Bumi, if we had won any medal, what are we going to hear? Whatever negative thing, so whatever shortcomings we have in this country, one medal is enough to cover everything. We would have celebrated it. We forgot that we have myriads of problems facing us in Nigeria. Just one medal it will even be worse. It will even be more celebrated if it's football. Now we have not won anything.
Okay.
This is the time for us to come back and re-strategize, like we always say.
Okay, so are you saying the statement of the minister prior to the Olympics was faulty? Did he know we were not going to win a medal? Was he deceiving Nigerians at that particular point?
I want to know, before minister will give Nigeria that promise.
Yes.
It's assumed that he must have checked and cross-checked the federations, cross-checked Team Nigeria, and be cocksure that what I am taking to France are good enough to satisfy the needs of Nigerians, to make Nigerians proud. That is the assumption. So if by the stories we are hearing from France, from the cyclists, to the failure to list an athlete, it means that the minister was not in the grip of what is happening in the.
Okay. It seems we have a little issue with the audio from Romanus. Okay, Romanus is back. Please go ahead. We can hear.
If I don't know where I cut off, but I was just saying that before the minister can give Nigeria such promise, he must have had a grip of the preparations of the Team Nigerians or Team Nigeria that he took to France. So if he cannot begin to tell us that or give us any excuse He promised gold, he promised silver, he promised everything, and he didn't get it.
Yes.
So if he failed to get it, like we say, there must be consequences. It then means that he has no idea of the ministry he's heading.
So those who are asking for him to be sacked are right. Is that what you're saying?
Very justified. Very justified. Somebody must pay a price. And I had him, like you said, the press conference he held in France.
Yes.
He was saying that I must get to the root of what happened, even if being the head of the committee, even if chairing the committee. And I laughed. And I said, unfortunately for minister, I don't know if he's a novice, I want to think so. He cannot touch any of the federation head as is constituted.
Yes.
He cannot.
He cannot. Yes.
If he tries it,
there will be
the
consequences.
Will come hard on Nigeria. So, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please round it off.
So what it means is that he has no grip of the ministry he's heading. If he knows the ministry is heading, he will not have even given that threat.
Oh, very interesting.
Touch the NFF president, and FIFA will come hard on you. The same thing with the Athletic Federation.
Okay.
How much did he find out? How much did he find out about the preparation of Team Nigeria? How much? It's not about collecting money from federal government. And my anger is that some athletes were even complaining of camp allowances.
Oh, really?
Are we supposed to be doing at this point?
All right.
Very painful that even other African countries are getting something and Nigeria could not get it as big as we are.
All right, Romanus.
But I freed my mind to enjoy the Olympics without tension.
Well, that's obviously is coming from past experience. Having invested a lot in the past and you were disappointed. Obviously, you've learned not to put in too much. I understand. Well, Tolu, I know you're still there. I don't know if you heard. Yes, it's nice to know you're there. I don't know if you heard Romanus and if you've been following the development with Team Nigeria, especially when we have failed to medal at Paris Olympics. People are calling for the head of the Minister of Sport. Is he responsible for our failure so far, Tolu?
Bumi, when things fail to happen, definitely you hold the person who is at the helm of affair responsible. That's how it is done. So I don't know whether you have enough time to be able to make good his promise he made at the press conference he had in France, where he talked about getting to the root of the problem. Because right now, a lot of people, the country is not smiling right now as we are looking at, and everybody is trying to really let out their anger. And it seems that the performance at the Olympics right now is an avenue for so many people to also let out their anger. And who are they looking at to put the blame at the doorstep? Is the Honorable Minister of Sport right there. But I don't want to blame him totally because a whole lot of factors responsible for that. Considering the fact that the minister came into office not up to 1 year in office, and he put into consideration that he didn't have enough time to be able to get grip of what is happening concerning his domain. A lot of people accuse him of the fact that he's a farmer. He doesn't understand the dynamics of what is happening in sport. But that's just by the wayside. So when we institutionalize things, when we make things happen the way they're supposed to be, the minister coming in will not even change the dynamics of what is really happening. Okay. Unfortunately, that's why I'm saying I won't put the doorstep of the blame only at the doorstep of the minister, because a whole lot of factors are responsible for this. When you take a cursory look at the Ministry of Sport, it has just been created after the merging of both Ministry of Sport and Youth. Now the minister is also trying to come to terms with who are the staff that are supposed to work with, who are the people responsible. A lot of top technocrats and the Ministry of Sport are retired. You have new greenhorns coming in who does not even understand the intricacies of participating in a major Olympics, in a major event like the Olympics. So these are some of the challenges right now. And another factor that I also think is responsible for this is the lack of motivation. And this is where I put the blame at the doorstep of the minister. We had a project kickstarted by Sunday Dari that has to do with adopt an athlete. How much effort did he make to see how he can really galvanize that project? Because we know the way things are. There is no structure in Nigeria. And for you to be able to galvanize any of athletes, there has to be proper support coming from the Fed ministry. Did he make effort to see how you can get some of these state governors to support those athletes a year before the Olympics to see what they can really do to really help the athletes to prepare? Because a whole lot of $50,000 can go a long way to motivate an athlete to perform at the topmost level. And if that does not come into it, most of the athletes are led to themselves to really look at how they can really prepare for the Olympics. Federation comes into all the tail end. So even though the federal government released over 12 billion naira, that is coming at the night before the Olympics. That can't do anything. So
it's like shopping money.
Won't change anything because it's already too late. And that's why I blame the minister. What effort? What are the athletes he identified? These are athletes that are medal winning prospects. How do you ensure that they have the right fund to support them? Their team is properly taken care of before the Olympics. He didn't do that. And that's why I'm blaming him for that. But besides that, every other thing falls within the federation and other logistics that affected it. The way we sponsor sports in Nigeria is really not the best. We need to have an institution. Once we identify an athlete somewhere in Adamawa, we can be able to say, okay, this is support you get. That can help you to
right from the beginning.
Away from distractions. Most of our athletes are distracted. Have you ever asked yourself, how come besides football, how come we have more women in other sports doing well than men? Because the men don't see the other sports as lucrative anymore. Because you mean an athlete has to wait till the Olympics because he get $5,000 from federal government as by winning gold? Is that enough incentive for an athlete to want to participate in athletics or any other thing? These are the challenges we are facing. It goes beyond the minister alone. But we need to take a costly look at our system. There is need for us to bring back the National Sports Commission to have technocrats manning affairs in different areas of our sports. First thing first, before other things. Because by the time the minister comes in, it's already too late to make any effect. And that is the situation we find ourselves. So we may blame him because he went ahead and made grandiose statement that he's going to surpass the 1996 with. What does he have on ground? Does he even know what is really happening on ground? Before so many of the federation presidents off record were complaining about preparation going to the Olympics.
Oh, really? So if they are
that's not out there.
But if they were complaining, then it's down to the minister because obviously they will be complaining about.
They get funds to do what they are supposed to do.
Exactly. Now, Tolu, you said a lot of things, and this is born out of experience. But let me go back to Romanus. Tolu have said the minister cannot exonerate himself, just like you said. But you are in the system because I know when they say if the head is bad, then the rest of the body cannot function. Is this minister, from your interaction with him, is it good enough to we failed? Yes, we failed. We need to rechannel our energy. Now, I know that the past minister, a lot of us don't love him because of some of the very difficult decisions he took. That's Sunday Diary, especially the one that had to do with the Tigers and not allowing them to participate in a championship that they qualified for. But apart from that, he had some programs like Adopt This, Adopt That, and all the likes of it that he did. But for this present minister, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I've not seen any program since he came in. He's just been traveling from one place to another, including interviewing Super Eagles, coaches. Is it really good enough to for us to think that we should continue our, probably resurrection or whatever in sports with him? Let me start with you, Romanus.
Okay, Bumi, we can only call for the ministers. Unfortunately, we can only call for his resignation or sack. Just for the fun of it. Nothing will happen. We all know that he was a product of political settlement. The ministry they gave to him was just that there's not that one he can fit in. So why we're angry is that, like I told you before, a single performance in sports can cover every pain Nigeria is going through. Possibly. Temporarily, no matter what is temporarily. Because by the time they come back, they hold them at State House, then the governors will host them, then companies will hold them, the media will write something, Nigerians will hear. In the morning, we'll go to the newsstand, and the sports can make us happy. That's why we are angry that nothing happened. What am I trying to say now? Bumi, you are part of it. You know it very well. The aides to the minister did not bring him for interrogation. They didn't bring him out for interrogation. How many press conferences do you hold? Who are the people there?
Mm.
You can't just depend on friends of the minister, journalists are friends of the minister, to make any impact. You must be interrogated.
Yes.
He was never interrogated.
So
what you get are press statements from minister. If there must be an interactive session, it must be some selected person very close to the minister or friends of the minister. That done. Bumi, this has, I told you, partly I'm happy, partly I'm angry that we ended up like this. What have we learned from this?
Okay.
What we should know is that time has gone when we have to depend on second class athletes of other countries. Other countries. We are celebrating basketball, the Tigers. Where are they? Where did they come from? Who trained them? Who nurtured them to that stardom we are celebrating? Is it that we can't do it? Tomorrow, Kida will come and say, Nigerians will praise him. You post, you post, just the same thing that is happening in football. Greater percentage of players in football are
athletes born abroad.
Born outside the country, or they are brought up outside the country. We cannot control like this.
Okay, now,
like you said, the minister, we have not seen any program from the minister that will redirect the sinking ship of Nigerian sports. We have not seen it.
Okay.
But I'm not surprised because he's also planning how to possibly, I don't know whether it's acceptable, how to get ready and go and contest a governorship election in his state. That's what we see. It's a temporary place. Let me hold on to this place and see how I can. If this after 8 years, I'll still be relevant to go and contest a governorship election in my. He's a politician. Please don't blame him.
Okay.
Do we say technocrats have failed us? I don't know.
Okay, now thank you very much, Romanus. Tolu, let me come back to you. I asked the question because I know the federal government obviously will not be happy with the results Nigeria posted. If there was one thing the minister was able to do was get funds, anytime he needed it from the federal government, which to an extent, past ministers have not been able to do. Even Sunday Dare could not really get funds from the federal government. He sourced funds from the private sector, which was a different drive, to what we've seen now. But my concern is this: can this minister drive the resurrection of Nigerian sports, Tolu?
Let me get your question again, Bumi.
Yes.
Let me get the question again.
Can John Owen Eno drive the resurrection of sports in the country? Do you believe he can drive that?
Okay, I think the answer is not just straightforward. Concerning the fact that there was a time we had a media party with the Honorable Minister, and we talked about the federation election is fast approaching, and there's need for it. And the answer he gave at that time was to talk about the fact that he's trying to understand the dynamics of what you see happening across the federation. But
which means he doesn't know. Which means he doesn't know the federations. Before he gets to take this,
you see, it's somebody who is trying to learn on the job. It's like trying to learn on the job. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take him some time. But do we have the time and the patience for us to wait for him to learn on the job? The answer is no, because we felt that the Olympics, we should be able to get something that will placate our heart. But we didn't get it right now. But so how long does the Honorable Minister need to be able to understand the dynamics of what is happening? For football, sport election is totally different from the normal political election.
Yes.
Done because there are so many game matches that play. Some people who may not be able to do well when it comes to national election does well when it comes to sport election because there are so many political things that goes in behind the scene. And the minister is taking some time to understand it. And that's our problem right now at this point in time. Will he be able to be the man to lead us to the promised land? I'm not sure, Bumi. I have my doubt. But it's like somebody who is ready to know. But does he have enough time to be able to know? Because before you know it, 4 years is over. And we'll be able to be crying over his field maker once again. And that's worrisome for me. And I think at this point in time, I don't know. That's why I keep talking about the fact that we need to have a situation where we have the National Sports Commission back. So would ever be, because a minister of sport will always be a politician. No matter how, we can't run away from it. It's going to be difficult for us to have political. It's only once in a while, unless the president is interested in sport. that is going to bring a technocrat to head the Ministry of Sport. We need to have the National Sports Commission where technocrats are the one running things. So the minister coming in will not really change anything.
Okay.
Until we do that, we will continue to be down from one pillar to post till another Olympic comes.
Okay.
Because we need to identify our area of strength. We need to have a fund that is specially allocated for athletes who we think have potentials that can be given something to support. Can this minister drive it? Can he come up with that kind of concept that can ensure that federal government will make available funds to be able to do that? These are some of the things. Does he have the drive? Does he have the understanding of what is needed in sports?
Or is he thinking about becoming the governor next? That's the question.
There's so many distractions. That's why we need to have technocrats running the association, running the ministry. Minister coming in will just be an appointment that may not change anything. Until we get that right, we'll continue to be in this kind of situation we are finding ourselves.
All right, Tolu.
There's no structure in place that can help drive the growth of our sports.
All right, Tolu. Romanus, quickly.
Can
Yes.
allow me to just chip in something?
Yes, quickly.
I like what Tolu said. He said politicians will always be the sports ministers.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt about that. He said something again, interests. And I want to make reference to a politician that picked interest in when he was appointed the minister, Bolaji Abdullahi.
Okay.
He hit the ground running. How? Shortly after his appointment, not too long, the federation elections started. He knew where he was going. He has a program, and he went for it, trying to make sure that the right people came into the federations and the associations.
Okay.
And that's how he plotted it. That's why, if you check to an extent, his days were a bit glorious.
But he also failed. He also failed to win a single medal at the Olympics.
He also failed to win but he also, we know that he tried to an extent putting the right thing in the right place. That's what I'm trying to say. So appointing politicians, we cannot stop it because they contributed in the overall election of the president.
So would you?
They must be rewarded.
Yes, Romanus. Would you say there is urgent need to bring back the sports commission?
It's neither here or there, considering the volume of crisis we had during was it applying it not happened there.
So what is the solution? What is the solution then?
That, like I said, our technology also living up to expectations. If, for instance, we want to appoint Okocha, Austin Okocha as the JJ Okocha as the NFF president, he played the game. But will he do the politics of the game? It's not about Nigeria. It's about the world.
Okay.
Can he do the politics of football? He cannot.
All right.
So we have done it in such a way that it's an intricate situation. We cannot run away from it.
Okay. Now,
Amos Adamu was there before. We saw what he did. Ekej was there. We saw what he did. But let me just come in. Sorry to cut you. But during those times, the major issues were non-funding, and the athletes were getting, their preparations done minimally. You understand? When I say minimally, the only complaint was, no fund. But here we are, we have a minister that's been able to secure funds, but athletes still can't deliver. They didn't prepare well, because obviously, getting 12 billion naira a week or a few days to the Olympics means nothing. Eventually, the preparatory period was what was important, which eventually did not happen properly. I'm thinking, to bring it closer, maybe we need the sports commission, back, so that the technocrats will continue to work, and the politicians can do their thing. Okay, let me remind you, when Elegbeleye became the DG of National Sports Commission, what was his pedigree in sports? He was the former chairman, House Committee on Sports. That was the credential he came into. He was appointed.
But that was huge. That was huge. He was also chairman Sunshine Stars at some point.
Oh, that was before or after?
I think it was before. I'm not sure. I'm not sure though.
What I'm trying to tell you.
All right. Romanus, just hold on. Romanus, just hold on for 1 minute. Tolu, please just hold on for 1 minute. Let's go for this break. When we come back, we talk more on this one. There's been call for the Minister of Sports to step aside or be sacked over the not too good performance of Nigerian athletes at the Olympics. Well, the Olympics will be concluded this weekend, and Nigeria quest has already ended. I will also take your reactions, especially on the WhatsApp portal. I will take a few calls before we end it. But don't forget, we are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. In case you want to see the faces, put the faces to the voices you are listening to on radio at Nigeria Info Abuja. On YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja, also on Facebook. We go for a short break. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
Audio Jungle.
All right, guys, we are back. It's still Football Frenzy. Time out on Football Frenzy on 95.1 Nigeria Info FM. My name is Bumi Blair. They call me the Sports Prime Minister. And you know it, I'm the only Sports Prime Minister anywhere in the world. But even the Sports Minister has bosses, And fortunately for me, this afternoon, I have some of my senior colleagues, chatting with us, from different locations. We have Chukunonso Ugu. We call him Romanus Ugu. Yeah, and they call him the controversial one, but I think he's, a little bit losing that steam now. I don't know what he thinks about that. And then I have my former boss at my former station, Tolulope Oguntimeyin, right there also, talking to us. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us. We really appreciate this. And I must say, I've been brainstorming. I've been thinking about what exactly could be done to salvage Nigerian sports. But what both of you have chipped in this afternoon has been incredible. First, Romanus highlighting the fact that the minister has not done well and, might not be good enough to take us through, which I totally agree with, but I know we all have our opinions. Tolu was not too, he also admitted that the minister has not done well, but also is proposing the return of the Sports Commission, which has been put before the House of Reps, before the Senate on several occasions. And I remember there was a point I had to go make a paper at the Senate, for the return of the Sports Commission and all the likes of it. So, guys, on a final note, if you were being paid, I know we're not paying you now, to advise President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the state of sports, what would you tell him to do? Let me start with you, Tolu. What would you tell President Tinubu if he was listening currently?
Like I've been saying, there has to be return of National Sports Commission. Though we talked about Elegbele is just one of the issues, one of the appointments that came from nowhere. But we know we have Amos Adamu, a technocrat. We have Patrick Kekeji, a technocrat. We have Alassane Yakubu, the technocrat. These are technocrats who are able to galvanize the system. We need technocrats that have been delegated from the system to head the National Sports Commission. Then the minister can come nowhere. That's the only way we can grow.
All right. Thank you very much for making it very short and precise. Romanus, what's the way forward?
No. Before I get to the way forward,
okay.
I won't subscribe to the return of the Sports Commission. Why?
Okay.
The kind of appointment we make these days, I can tell you, I can bet my life that a politician will still occupy the position of DG National Sports Commission. And we are going to return to square one. We are going to return to square zero, sorry. So, in summary, please, this should be a lesson to the administrators and to the managers. If the minister had not promised Nigerians heaven on earth, like I said, blessed will be those that did not expect anything because they will not be disappointed. He must have known what is on ground before promising, raising the hope of Nigerians. Now he did not actualize it. Please, if possible, let the president redeploy him to another ministry and find a technocrat to take over the sports ministry. Thank you very much. All
right. Now, let me just marry what both of you have said. You are not, Romanus, you are not confident that President Ahmed Bola Tinubu is going to, if the sports ministry is going to return, what's it called? Sports, please remind me again. Sports Commission. If he's going to return, you are not sure there's going to be the right person in charge of it. Probably the presidency is going to appoint politicians. Now, okay. If the president truly loves sports and he wants sports to grow, obviously he needs to appoint a technocrat there. You understand? Exactly. Why for the sports minister, he can appoint the politicians who can come there, and just be at the top, why the technocrats do their thing, which we have seen in the past. So the presidency has, everything to gain or lose. First, he must appoint a technocrat to, do the work in the commission. Why you can still appoint your friends to come in and oversee things eventually, but the technocrats will be the ones doing the job. But I don't know if it's different from what we have currently. Yes. Please,
permit me to say something.
Okay.
There's something we are all living out.
Okay.
Happy Gumel. I came into sports reporting over 20 years ago.
Okay.
And met him as the NOC chairman, sitting. He was among the first person I interviewed when I came into covering sports.
Oh. What
is he still doing there? Even if we have no person to replace him, does he not have a child? Can't he train somebody to take over from him? It's not. Is it his birthright? He has failed in so many times, and he hasn't dealt like as if that place is just his house. Something must be done about him.
Okay.
Probably he may be the problem we have not noticed.
Okay.
So I think if you are talking about resignation, you should also write his resignation letter and submit to whoever. Let him go.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Romanus Ugu. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show this afternoon.
Thank you.
Firebrand as always. And thank you very much, Tolulope Oguntimei. It's a pleasure to have you on the show this afternoon. Thank you very much, guys. So quickly, I switch it back to the studio to take your reactions and also your opinion on the state of sports in Nigeria. We've been to the Olympics, the biggest sporting event, and Nigeria has come home with no medal. Just like it happened in 2012. You've heard some experts there saying, well, giving their opinions, the sports ministry, if it should be back, it should be headed by a technocrat. But how about the president, appoint a technocrat to take charge of the Ministry of Sport as it is right now? But if it has to be a politician, then give us, a sports commission where things can be running. Then the minister comes in, we find how to manage, or, it's talking about man management, manage the minister, and as well still get things done. And don't forget, an event that is going to determine how sports will be in the next 4 years will be happening at the end of this year, and that will be the federation elections. And if the right persons are not elected eventually from those federation elections, I can bet anything, like Romanus said earlier, he will bet anything. In the next 4 years, we'll still be singing, the same songs. But the thing is this, if you have the right minister of sport currently, then that means he's going to oversee an election that's probably going to bring the right persons. If he has no much interest, personal interest, then we're probably going to see the right elections from the Nigeria Football Federation, Athletic Federation, judo and wrestling, weightlifting, you can name them. It's going to happen at the end of this year. So we need to start from there. Well, this is my opinion, but come on, let's go back to the streets. Let's know what you feel, your thoughts on everything you've heard so far. Let's start from the phone lines. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Yeah,
yes, good afternoon and welcome to the Frenzy.
Absolutely. My name is Ibrahim. I'm calling from here.
Nice to have you, Ibrahim. Let's have you. Let's talk.
This thing that is happening to our sport today is not from today. What happened other among the village where the grassroots development that is not there. That is giving all this headache. It's not by the minister. Minister is to oversee something that is happening. What about the people that are in charge? Minister is just like a headmaster in school. Understand? So what about the teaching? So that is a problem. It's not a minister.
But when you are the head, you need to beat other things, to work. You ensure that they work because everything will still come back to your desk.
Yes, he may give direction and they did not listen to him. That is the problem, son. We can learn from our head of understand. From our president and other things, other starter. You may give the direction and the people that order you did not.
Then you sack them. You sack them, or you made them pay for it.
But you need to, be careful about sacking and doing because don't know the person that you are doing it in. Understand? That is another problem.
All right.
And if I may ask, Abu Gume, yes, is he in the position?
Yes. NOC chairman.
I know that man when I was young, in that position. Why is it only him in Nigeria? Can't they change another person? Or is the only one that know about that position? If he's the only one that know about that position, he did not train anybody to come up and take over from him. Nobody should go to hold that position for a long time, 20 years, 20-something years. They know their father's substances.
All right. Thank you very much. Abu Gumel is currently the Nigerian Olympic Committee president. That is the NOC president. Let's take in more reactions. Hello. Good afternoon to you. Hello.
Ogabumi.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Frenzy.
Ogabumi, good afternoon.
Welcome.
Mr. Pius calling from my town.
Let's talk, Mr. Pius.
Ogabumi.
Yes.
Yeah. Now.
Let's talk.
I think some time ago when you interviewed, he spoke a lot about him.
Who? Well, unfortunately, that line is not clear enough. All you need to do is to call us back. Well, this one says, good afternoon, Bumi and your guest. Nigerians should be patient with the minister as what him and the federal government are cooking concerning sport will soon start yielding positive results, like the positive results we are yielding from subsidy removal now. We should give him more time. Gabro from Lugbe, thank you very much for your message. Hello. Hello, good afternoon to you. Oh, lines are dropping. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Bumi.
Yes, welcome to the Frenzy.
Yes, hi, your big speaker. I am from Gwagwalada.
Let's talk. Move away from your radio, by the way.
Well to your two guests.
You need to move away from your radio. If not, I will have to cut you off. There's, feedback.
Now?
Yes, quite okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yes, I listened to the two guests that you had, and I noticed that Mr. Romanus was very emotional and, like you called him, the controversial one. But you were asking him for solutions, and he couldn't really point at a solution. Why the other one, the other guy, was put a very good solution, which is bring back the National Sports Commission, filled with technocrats. Look, if we don't give the job to people that know it, because whether we like it or not, in Nigeria, we always a place for politicians. And like you said, when you were trying to suggest the solution to Romanus, let's give the politicians, the ministry positions to the politicians. Let them oversee ahead. But even if it's a politician, and let it be a politician that has the flair of sport, like Susan Kalu is a politician, governor of Abia State, but he had the flair of sport.
Shegun Odegbami and the likes of them.
That's why under him, Imbai was successful and they won the Champions League. They won the
Champions League, yes, twice.
Yes, so bringing a politician that has the flair of sport, use that one, then bring a technocrat that knows about the sport. And the politician can work with the technocrat. Bring back the people that are into these things. Let the people in the National Sports Commission work very well with the federations. You understand? A politician may not be able to understand the nitty-gritty of the sport. So he may not really, when he's speaking, the people in the federation may be like, this one he will say. Or if you have somebody that knows about them, that is from them, they'll be able to work very well and make sure that this sport. Look, I watched the video, they'll be able to work very well and make sure that the video, 13, 12, 11-year-old Chinese kids, training on gymnastics. Today I watched the video. And then you see them now, they are second on the medal table. You understand? You start early. It's from now that we start training the next Olympics.
Olympians.
When it's like a month ago, you now release 11 billion. Why don't you release 11 billion 4 years before and then let them start? And then you have a quarterly engagement on the progress.
Exactly.
You understand?
Exactly.
So the solution is what I'm giving.
All right.
Bring back the National Sports Commission, fill it to technocrats, bring in a politician that has a flair for sports and put him in the Ministry of Sports. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. I actually think it's a very huge job for a politician to head, the sports ministry, because he will be occupied with his politics. Sports is different. Sports involves a lot of emotions, So you can't just come in and say, you want to do the way it is in politics. In politics, you can jump from one party to another. But in sports, you stay in sports. You are emotional about it. If you lose, you lose a lot of things. That's why I feel the Sports Commission should come back and should be headed by a technocrat. Why the politicians can still come, but it has to be a politician with flair for sports to to oversee eventually the ministry. But the technocrats, when we continue to work, they will brief the minister on what should happen and what should not happen, are not the likes of it. But once a minister comes in, like we've seen with John Owen Eno, he knows little or nothing, about sports. I remember in his first press conference, he said they said I'm a farmer. That no, I ran in secondary school. I did this. Excuse me, Mr. Minister. You think running in secondary school qualifies you to come and be our sports minister? No. There are people whose blood runs sports. I mean, day and night, that's what they do. You can't compare those kind of people with you running in maybe 40, 50 years ago in secondary school and think that qualifies you to be a sport minister. No, there are persons whose daily job is to do sports. And that's what I think the federal government should do. Like I will propose, I know politicians will be settled no matter what. But let's have technocrats running the ministry, because once the minister comes in, you see several people, from the current Ministry of Sports, coming to tell him, different things, several directors coming in, and saying this, saying that. They won't tell you the truth. But eventually, who is taking the heat? It is the minister. The directors will remain. But if there is a sports commission head, he will take the heat if Nigeria do not perform well. If the minister is taking the heat, you can push it down to him. Yes, I just came in. This is what has been on ground. This is what I'm, but right now, all the problem will be on the sport minister. It's supposed to be someone that knows. Even from the interview he did yesterday, he obviously don't know. Just like Romanus pointed out, he was saying his heads are going to roll, whereas no head will roll eventually. You can't sack the federations. The only time you can sack the federation president is when the elections, will be coming up. But we all know, those of us here know that there are ways through which you can sack the federation president or, whatever they call them. So, but you need to be in this thing for you to know. And that's why you need technocrats, to do all these stuff. Now, quickly, let me take your reactions from the Facebook page. We are live on Facebook. A couple of messages. Martin says, "Ha, what a country." That's his reaction. Praise, G Praise says, "My name is Peter D from Kabusa." He says, "First time the minister is not doing good work in sports industry. Let him go." And Sani Abubakar says, "Good afternoon, coach. This is Abubakar Manyu from Giri." He says, "Kudos to those your colleagues. They absolutely have knowledge of sports in Nigeria." And he says, "Thank you for the good job." Thank you. Alesso Patrick says, "So sad. The Minister of Sports is a farmer. Man, brethren, please, John Eno has no business in sports then." All right, those are some of the messages coming in from the WhatsApp portal. Let's take more messages this time around. We go to the WhatsApp portal. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon and welcome.
Yeah, this Sunshine.
Oh, Sunshine, it's been a while. Where are you calling from this afternoon?
I'm calling from Austria, in Europe.
Austria in Europe. Let me check what position. Okay, Austria, not Australia. Okay, by the way, it's nice to hear your voice, Sunshine. Let's talk.
Yeah.
You escaped from this our Nigeria.
Austria too didn't qualify to go for Olympic.
In some events, right?
That's for the football.
Okay.
Yeah. The problem of Nigeria sports is, to me, is multifaceted.
Yeah, we know that.
Because economy too is also an integral factor. You remember, I'm actually talking about our football now. You know, there was a time too when Egypt had their economic crisis. You know, it affected their football. You know, them qualifying and all that for the various categories.
Okay, you feel the economic issues.
Economy is an integral factor, you know, affecting Nigeria, you know, sports.
So what you are saying,
generally,
Sunshine, what you are saying is, if we get our economy right, then our sports will come up. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. When people are saying they are hungry and all that, so people must feed first. I remember when I was in Rwanda, for Kagame, he never joked with economy and agriculture, feeding the people.
Okay.
So we need to go back to Obasanjo Operation Feed the Nation. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Sunshine. It's nice to hear from you all the way from Austria this afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Sports Prime Minister of the whole wide world.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Frenzy.
Yeah, Papa Papilo calling back.
All right. Let's talk.
To be honest with you.
Okay.
Look at the millions of euros that we are being spent for absolutely nothing. If we these millions of euros that we wasted, that we just take these millions of euros to our economy, to be honest with you, it will boost our economy.
Okay.
We have been wasting. We are so wasteful. We are so wasteful in this nation. People are crying for hardship. People are crying for hunger. People are crying for bitterness and anger. Still, we are still wasting our resources we're supposed to use and cater for the Nigerians. Look at all of them. As I'm talking to you, they are in best hotels with their families. They are, before they will come back, they will go to supermarket. Sure.
Let's talk the solutions, Papa Papilo, quickly.
Coming back, our solution, let it start with the sports minister. He must be sacked. Then from there, we will go to the parastatals or the department, all those that the wasted years in Europe coming back to Nigeria to admin is unfortunate. They should first of all start with let us start with the sports minister first. Then we have to go to all those that are hiding under his umbrella. Then we have to sack all of them. All those places we have to start from the scratch.
Thank you very much from Papa Papilo. It's all about sack. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Coach Boom Blair.
Thank you very much. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Abubakar Ali Ketin. I'm from Cuba at the moment. I listened to the the highly intelligent interview from your colleagues, and what I deduce is this.
Okay.
I think, Coach Bumi, if we truly want to get anything right in this country, is to put those who know that thing there. There is no point, even like you said, even a politician, there are those politicians that have a sport at heart.
Yeah.
For example, this Ojuzo Kalu, for example, when he was the governor of Abia, you saw what Eyimba did during that is 8 years now. I think they won about 2 or 3 Champions League, right? 2. And win several domestic titles. So if you give a man like that, you know he's a politician, but he has a lot of love for sport. He will do well. You yourself, Coach Bumi Blair, are you not? You can be the chairman of that National Sport Commission.
Why not?
Look at your other senior colleague like Mr. Larry Zamuje. He can also be a good sport administrator. Look at the other man you invited the other time, Alhaji Shaibu Garagonde. He can also be a good sport administrator because he's a critic, and he will not like to be critical. So he will want to do the right thing.
Okay.
So I don't know why Coach Bumi, look at our athletes at Olympics. We cannot even get them cycle. They are borrowing from Germany. Only for the sport ministry to come and be giving us some Jankara marketing explanation.
Okay.
Who does that?
All right.
People who are winning gold in this Olympic Prime Minister, do they start preparing this year? Is it not since the last Olympic that they started preparing?
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. For joining in. Don't forget, yes, you can call in and have your say. We had some guests earlier, Tululope Oguntimeye and Romanus Ugu, telling us exactly what to do, especially with the question about if the Minister of Sports should still be the man to lead us in the right direction. Is he capable? Has he got the guts? Has he the experience to lead sports in Nigeria? All right. You too can call in to have your say. Drop a message on the WhatsApp portal and I will read them. This one says, Bumi, good afternoon. Please, the commission should come back. The minister that scrapped the commission, he did that because the commission chairman then was not his friend and they all came from the same state. The minister of sport then did that because of politics. From Aliyu Manyu, he says, let the commission come back. If not, we will continue to have the same issue. Thank you very much, Aliyu Manju. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Bumi.
Yes, good afternoon and welcome to the Frenzy.
My name is Jamilu, calling from the South.
All right, Jamilu, let's talk.
You guys are doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
What you are doing, you are coming with a solution.
Thank you.
Only interviewing with this our guest, Mr. Solu, and the other senior colleague, you know that.
Yes.
Solution. They didn't waste their time.
Yes.
They came with solution. Honestly, we don't allow, and the people in our affairs are listening to them. This is a free consultation they did to us.
Yeah, free.
Because I myself, I call you, if you can remember, when they want to scrap sport commission, I say it's a wrong decision because the sports commission is the one going directly to the athlete. I know the feeling of the athlete, and the minister is an administrator and it's a politician. But I know so a lot of people say no, they have to go. They are spending money there. I say no, no matter what they are wasting, their impact in the sport administrator is far better than their disadvantage. But some people fail to understand because it's just like tempering the structure. Now, whoever they bring as a minister, when you come without a structure, you cannot do anything. And National Sports Commission is the structure of the sport. That's it. Because in the best thing we have this year is this consultation. If they know what they can do to bring sport commission and then know that we have people that they even come with solutions. They even mention names.
Yes.
Look at the Aliyu Manyu, even mention some people like you. We are following you. We are all day. Don't use a Kalu. A lot of people that are on grass. In Nigeria, you can't say that we don't have people. The most important thing now, who are you going to put out of sentiment and bias? Then they can deliver.
All right.
And so our athletes not performing. Me, as far as I'm concerned, I do expect more. Because most of these people that come to perform for Nigeria, they are rejected from other countries. So
all right.
When you select the best,
All right.
Well, the remaining one. So they even try.
All right.
Playing for Nigeria, they try their best.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, what you said, second-hand athletes, I don't mean that. What I mean is athletes that have been rejected by other countries are probably, because a lot of our athletes are foreign-based athletes. The reason why most of them compete for Nigeria is because, they didn't make it in their country or in their host countries, and that's why they come back to Nigeria. So we should expect this kind of result because we're taking athletes that probably didn't make the grade, so we don't expect to win. But if we groom our athletes at home, we can hold on to them. We won't groom them here, send them out to gain experience or whatever, and then they will now, pot. No, they will stay with Nigeria. But again, Tolu said some things that I would like to, hint on, and probably maybe during the week or some other time, I'll bring in some coaches, especially an athletic coach, to come and tell you what exactly has been going on, why local athletes can't make it, because it's very difficult. Just like Tolu said, will an athlete wait for 4 years before he or she can make just $5,000, and you want that person to continue in that kind of sport? What will he feed his family with between this period? Now, if he doesn't win a medal, that is the end of it. He gets injured in the process. That is the end of it. So we need to create a system that rewards athletes, competitions. In Nigeria, there are no competitions that athletes, compete in. There is a huge problem, and the minister is not addressing this. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
More talk, news, and sports after this.